People always want to know what is NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. NLP, what is it? NLP. That called natural language learning programming. This is called Neuro Linguistic. Neuro Linguistic Programming. Neuro, that's the mind, right? Linguistic, languages. Yeah, something to do with programming too. Programming in a computer science world, yes, you need languages. Certain languages are people computer engineer, program into the software. So that also applies. But natural, right? Natural doesn't apply to neural. In this case, neural to do with your mind, right? Mind is neural. Nerves. Neuro linguistic program. So in this case, my language pattern, basically, programming, right? Program that's just called pattern, right? Is how we communicate to ourselves and to others. Languages, right? Well, why is this important? Because our mind learn from the external world by giving meanings to things, to situation, to people, giving meaning. What does that mean? Like babies, when they're born, they probably don't even know they have hands, right? I mean, they probably know this, their maybe the hand move, but they probably don't know they're called hands. And what does that mean, right? So, I mean, have you ever noticed the baby will look at their features, the hand, and go, what is this? What is it? So the baby is thinking, using the mind to discovering. It's called discovering. What is this? What is it like? Before the mother or the father tells the baby, yeah, those are your hands. So the baby knows that those things that move in front of him or her are hands or legs. That's when they first discover things in the world, right? It's pictures, hands, right? Or the mother's voice, the sound. Or somebody make them feel a certain way, love, right? Or when they taste something, the baby just go, this tastes good, sweet, sour, salty, right? The baby's discovering. You notice that if you have a baby, you probably, if you look closely at how baby interact at the beginning, and this is how you interact too at first, right? So how we bring the outside world, interpret the outside world into our mind for us to make decisions, what we are experiencing outside world, our experience. I look at the hand, taste something, the mom's voice are soft and calming or loud and angry. So we start the learning process at a very young age. Whether they're good experience or not, we all learn them, right? So, and our mind, which is dual, has two parts, the conscious mind and the conscious mind. What NLP is, basically whatever we learn that's stored in the subconscious part of the mind, most likely because that part of the mind cannot be seen. But even though it's not something that we can see consciously, yeah, you think about it, as subconsciously, a lot of the behavior that we do, we don't have to think about. For example, like the way we breathe, we think of something in the past, memories that make us feel good or bad, right? And certain things, our values, since if you're now as an adult, certain things that dictate who you are, right? That you learn that you are female, you are male, you learn that you're Chinese. The word Chinese is a languages. The words are languages, and those languages are part of the way to identify things, to identify the outside world. Languages, right? But we tell ourselves, and how we also use what we know to influence the outside world. At first, we use what we learn to influence our body, physical body, to do what we need to do. If we tell ourselves that we are beautiful, of course, the way you feel is going to be very different if you tell yourself you're not beautiful. So what we tell ourselves, consciously or subconsciously, plays a big part of how life, how we live our life. Okay, so why so important is because your world, what you learn in your mind, is very different from everyone else. Yes, most people assume that everybody's mind is the same. So how everybody absorbs the outside world depends on a few factors as well, right? Into the mind. It's the meanings that we give it to our experience. So the meaning depends on timing, quality, and quantity. Okay? So why is that important? Why is that important? Now you understand why there's so many people who are happy living their life despite all the inflations, all that is, the outside world hasn't changed, but some people are so happy and some people are not. Even though they might be in the same economic categories. I mean, I'm not sure if you have friends who are very similar in economics, in everything, because one person's way more happy than the other. So it's because whatever they communicate with their own mind might be, might be their reason, all right? So how we communicate with ourselves to get what we want, using languages that make us feel good, give us energy. So we deal with the mental aspect, what's stored in our mind. Something is not medically visible, but the results, they are visible. If somebody is happy, you will notice that he or she body gesture is very different. They might be happy, like physically, they might jump higher versus someone who's not. So what we think shows up in how we move, right? Somebody's stressed, thinking about something that might go wrong. Their bodily behavior shows up, right? Very similar to brains. Somebody who have a stroke, there's a blockage of blood going to the brain. And then the result is paralyzed certain part of the body. Was when somebody feels stuck mentally, emotionally. You can also recognize the physiological symptoms. Somebody who's stressed, depressed, angry. Somebody who's angry, you can see the energy affect not just the physically, the whole body time. And a lot of people who might have disease that they might not be aware of, right? And people who are depressed, you can see the physical action very different than somebody who is just naturally very happy. People who is guilty, people who are worried. So the worry is a fear, right? The worry mentally affects the physical body as well. So those are called emotionally stuck, mentally stuck.